I walk into the room, the aroma of fresh coffee and toast, promising a good start to the day. I was hired for the leadership role under CEO office at a fintech company, acing multiple rounds of interview with the CEO himself. As I sit down, I'm greeted by the CEO with this gem of wisdom. You may be hired for diversity, but you will climb the ranks only by merit. I paused and wondered, should I be calling the HR or get him checked for his early onset of memory loss? Well, isn't he the same person who interviewed me multiple times? Or maybe I was talking to his alter ego. I did no such thing despite my strong urges. I bit back my tongue and smiled. But at that moment, I thought, is he a diversity and inclusion champion or an unintended embodiment of unconscious bias? Well, I did not let it go, but at that time, I just bit back my tongue and smiled. We'll revisit the comeback from my side of the story later. Leadership for women has often been riddled with assumptions. You are too assertive. You are too conscious. You are too emotional. Or the worst, she is not ready yet because she is starting a family. My career journey has been of no exception. I started my career with investment banking, where the pace is relentless and precision is everything. And I used to hear comments like, "You're great at multitasking, Manali, but aren't women good in that?" Very common. Well, my male peers were judged on performance and their ability to take bold decisions, I guess not too assertive. I was being subtly reminded to be likable and approachable. Well, I navigated all those years and made a bold pivot to fintech. That time a space uncharted and full of potential. Many thought, why, this is like committing a mistake. Why do you leave a prestigious job and a set career path to something which is still unproven? Well, I saw it differently. To me, fintech was a sandbox of innovation where I can push boundaries to create impact. And impact I did create. I built financial products and solutions for underserved segments like the micro, small, and medium enterprises, who, even being backbone of several economies, still lack financial access. And I built products and solutions and tools to empower them and give them that access across multiple regions, UK and Europe, Singapore and Southeast Asia. For me, this career pivot was an intended move that helped me to expand my horizons to solve real-life problems. Multipotentialites, who often have diverse career paths, are labeled as indecisive. But from each pivot, it gave me new skills. It broadened my ability to lead with empathy, innovation, and vision. I love problem solving, and I developed this scientist mindset that helps me to explore till I find the root cause of the problem so that I can kill it altogether. Not limiting to me in particular area. And that's the unique value I bring on the table. Finding your superpower in you, especially for women, is very important. And more crucial is to channelize it and advocate it so that everyone on the table knows your value. Well, one of the things like identification of sponsorship and bias can be challenging at times because the lines blur more often than we realize. I'll give you a short example from my experience. Few years back, I was having this conversation over a water cooler chat with my male colleague who was telling me he's about to start a family with his wife and he's excited. I was genuinely happy for him and I told him, "This is great, congratulations." And I casually mentioned it will be great to do something like this one day for me as well. And there was a senior leader nearby who told me, "Manali, this is great. When you decide that point in your time, in your life, let us know. We will give you the support and time you need to focus on your personal life." Such a well-meant comment, but the subtext is so clear. A woman's ambition comes with an asterisk attached to it. that made me feel that my personal choices may overshadow my professional ones. It's like what Indra Nooyi says, a woman's biological clock runs completely opposite to the career clock. Well, it's true, but comments like this are a reality check on the face. But here's the thing, no one says this to a man. No one tells a man, how are you going to juggle and how are you going to balance fatherhood and work? It's because it is an unconscious bias so deeply rooted towards women that when it comes to family and career, career will take secondary or temporary importance. Well, it did not affect me, but it exposed me to a fundamental truth that women cannot wait for biases. You need to seize the opportunities and you need to claim the seat on the table so that these biases will disappear automatically. I also had the fortune to work with amazing male leaders who were scaffolders to my career growth, backed me in meetings, gave me high visibility projects, and ensured that I have the voice on the table. They always told me that you deserve it. I am putting you up for this position because your track record proves it. These contrasting experiences showed me what really allyship looks like and how I can differentiate it from bias. See, it is not about patronizing support or vague promises. It is about giving women the opportunities that they deserve, believing in their skill sets, and letting their work speak louder than stereotypes. Well, today I lead product innovation, strategy, and development in consulting for financial services, one of the most bias-rich sectors, traditional, hierarchy, and slow to change, you name it. But I let my scientist mindset lead me and push for the old ways of thinking for meaningful transformation. See, when you're about to bring changes in a traditional environment, it's not about introducing to emerging technologies or adopting a new technology. It's about shifting of mindsets and demonstrating what multidimensional outcomes may look like. Another thing, over the years, I have realized that unconscious bias is not always loud. It is subtle, like a joke, compliment, or a very well-meant comment. Women often tend to ignore this because not worth time to fight the battle. Well, each time we let it go, we reinforce it. I have learned through the years to address these biases via assertiveness and grace. Maybe this is the right time to bring back the story, the comeback from my side. Remember the CEO who told me that you are a diversity hire? Yeah. At that point, I bit back my tongue and smiled. But months later, I had my moment. I delivered a high-value, high-stake project that year for the company. And believe me, it was the IT project for that year because for a fintech, it could make or break it for that year. And the CEO was applauding me in a room full of executives. I said thank you, and I cracked a joke, saying that I have been delivering these kind of high-skill projects and high-value projects before joining the company as well. And that is why I was hired, right? Not to check a diversity quota. And the room erupted in laughter. But behind that humor was a firm message. Women are more than their labels, and they excel on merit. Well, to me, I feel like when you ignore something, it is like you feel like it's a bliss, but it is not. Because you don't have to be combative. For me, I use humor often generally as a subtle but impactful way to address these stereotypes. It is not about being combative all the time, but it is about being clear, firm, and proving your worth when no one else does it. Also, I have realized that over the years, leadership means not just achieving personal milestones, but paving way for others, creating a space for others, and building a culture where you can amplify voices and where you can ensure that everyone has a fair shot at the table. That's why I lead women in product community outside of my day job, where I'm focusing on empowering extraordinary network of women in product management, design, and technology via my experiences, hard skills, and knowledge sharing sessions. For me, leadership with purpose means this: giving back to the community while driving impact that lasts long. I know it's almost like wrapping up, but I do want to share some learning nuggets that has stuck with me and it sticks with me now as well, where I continue my journey. Leadership isn't about titles, it's about actions. From financial inclusion to building sustainable solutions, I have strived to lead by example. Whether managing diverse teams or building a scalable product, I have ensured that I prioritized authenticity and integrity. My father's words of wisdom always ring in my mind whenever I'm at a cliffhanger position, in a dilemma, taking a difficult decision. Be a good human first. Find that purpose in your life and lead with that purpose. Everything else will follow. Such golden words told to me during my teenage years stuck with me till now. Because if you don't find your purpose, if you don't know what you're doing and what is your value, there is nothing that you can empower yourself or anyone else. So with that, I want to leave you with this thought. The table isn't reserved. It is not waiting for someone to come and invite you or make room for yourself. It's all about courage, about being persistent and knowing your value. Surround yourself with allies. Advocate for yourself and the most important thing, walk the talk. Leadership journey, let's ensure that for women is not just about breaking these biases, but about inspiring others to do the same. Thank you, everyone.